All right, we're live.
Okay, great. And my office staff is getting on right now. Um, so she's gonna watch for us to make sure that what the audience is seeing matches what we are thinking that it sees. So, okay.
I did notice that it's just showing our
I
names.
just noticed that, yeah. So I don't know if that will fix itself as we go in, but we might need to. Uh, we'll if that's how it is, that's just something we'll have to deal with, I suppose. It should hopefully just be in the top corner um, once we go to presentation. So she's watching now. So we're gonna walk through. So Courtney, why don't you say something? You can start your couple of lines. Just that should cue her face on your face on her screen.
Sounds good, sir. Good morning. My name is Second Lieutenant Courtney Cowell, your Master of Ceremonies, and I welcome you today to our annual White Coat Ceremony. This ceremony has been an important part of USU culture for nearly 20 years. Through this, sorry, do you want me to keep going, sir?
So Jeff, it's looking like we just see my name. We can hear Courtney, but we can't see her.
Oh, you're talking about on the live stream?
Yep.
I saw her. I'm watching it right now and I saw her come up.
Okay.
So like there is a delay about 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay.
So you'll see her pop up if you're watching it. Um, but yeah, there is a delay, just to let you know.
That's okay. All right. So okay, that's good. So that seems like that part's gonna work. I'm not gonna be talking during the presentation at all, so that should be we shouldn't have that issue. We'll practice it. So then Courtney will be talking, and then I'm gonna play the Dermatones video. Um,
Just so like when I say live, like, or when I say we're going live, I'm gonna click the live button, and from that point everyone should be muted, and then just Courtney's should be unmuted so that she'll be the first one being seen.
okay,
And then and then we'll go from there, and then I would just mute and unmute accordingly, so that you see the right people on the screen.
great. So now Courtney would finish her remarks. We're gonna do the screen share. Make sure that that works and that also you all can hear. So we'll switch over to that in a second.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars as fight o'er the ramparts we watched.
Okay, so that will end, and then I would stop sharing. That should go back to the conversation. That seemed to work on the live stream. There is a pretty significant delay, just so everyone's kind of aware. Um, all right, and then Courtney, if you want to just read the brief piece, kind of an end part of Dr. Arnold, and then Dr. Arnold, if you want to say some things just to sort of make sure that that transition happens well.
Sure, but I just want to clarify one thing. Do we unmute ourselves, or is Jeffrey going to be doing that for us?
I think it would be best if you unmute yourselves, but I don't know. What do you think? I just that way you control when you're ready to talk. But I'm open to either.
Either way, I can do it myself. It'll be just a little that awkward thing where you're looking at a different part.
if we want to practice, Courtney, just read like the bottom paragraph for Dr. Arnold or something, and then Dr. Arnold, if you want to make some, and I'll be watching her review.
Sounds good, sir. Dr. Arnold is a prior submarine line officer and undersea medical officer. He has deployed as both the line and medical roles. Please welcome Dr. Arnold.
Greetings, class of 2023. Welcome to this wonderful ceremony where we refocus on all the purpose behind your work last year. You have clawed your way through 5 of our 7 pre-clerkship modules, and here we recognize you as a colleague. This ceremony is to remind all of us that the knowledge we take so seriously is simply the means to an end. Here we remember that medicine is more than the concepts you've been working so hard to understand and retain. The foundations you are building now will enable you to evaluate and treat thousands of patients, including us, your faculty. That's why I'm joining you from a clinic room, a symbol of the environment and the intimacy of medical care. Is that enough?
That's perfect. Yep, that's good. So that worked well. The one thing we'll have to we'll test at the end is I'm gonna mute myself and just completely stop talking and make sure that it doesn't go back to me at all, because it does keep showing my name kind of in between the transition points. But I'm assuming that's because I've been talking kind of so much that it. All right. So Dean Kellerman. I think actually the way that this is working, what we're seeing on the live stream is it, and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually doesn't show that small picture in picture. It does just go full screen to full screen. So I think if anyone wants to be on video, it's not as critical that you start and stop your video. Obviously, if you're on video.
Or actually for the video that you played, the top bar was kind of black, so that's why you couldn't see it. Could you share like were you going to share PowerPoints or something like that?
I'm going to do that in just a second. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think there is going to be a box up there.
Okay.
It's just that the video had like a black bar up top, so you probably couldn't see it.
Well,
I think.
I'm okay with the black box as long as it doesn't have like our name and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't think there's going to be a name yet.
So what we'll do is right now we're gonna practice the sequence where we go from Courtney's introduction of Dean Kellerman. Dean Kellerman, you'll just instruct individuals to don their white coats, and then I'll show a PowerPoint template, a PowerPoint slide. So I'll have that queued up and ready to go, and we'll just kind of practice that transition, make sure that works smoothly.
Thank you, Dr. Arnold. Dr. Arthur Kellerman, Dean of the F. Edward Hebert School of Medicine, will now lead the class of 2023 in the donning of their white coats. This will be followed by a slideshow presentation of the class of 2023, after which the Dean will administer the oath of Hippocrates. Following the oath, the Dean will provide a few remarks to the class.
Art Kellerman here, quick question or comment. It's Hebert School of Medicine.
Thank you, sir.
Like yay bear, but without the Y, Hebert.
Thank you, sir.
That's okay. It's a very common issue.
I appreciate it.
Okay, and again, this is mainly a sound check, but class of 2023, you have come from a variety of occupations and backgrounds and from various places around the country. Some of you are warriors, some of you were military healthcare professionals, some of you are college students, some of you are Peace Corps volunteers. Today, with the donning of the white coat, you are assuming your new profession, the profession of medicine and medical sciences, to enhance and complement your roles as military medical officers. At this time, I ask all of you to don your white coats. Ryan, do you have any soundtrack with this?
Okay, so that is working nicely. And so I will stop share there. Perfect. Okay. And sir, you're welcome to come up on your video if you'd like during any time that you're speaking. If you want to leave it as is, it looks like actually it's not going to be showing the logo. It'll just show your name. So it's probably actually better for us to do videos. Yes, and I will make sure to mute myself during. My hope is that I'm muted the entire time. So that slideshow will end, Dean Kellerman, and once that slideshow ends, I will stop sharing and it will go back to you. And so if you will be on video at that point, so you could leave yourself on video the whole time, because it looked like I didn't see any picture-in-picture video screen while the slideshow was going on the.
Okay, so just make sure I understand. So I will come on video after Lieutenant Cal speaks. I'll keep my video on during my remarks, obviously, but even after my remarks, when you put on the streaming video, you'd like for me to keep the video on?
Yes, sir. I think that'll be easier actually, based on what I'm seeing in the YouTube link right now.
Now, did you, I don't know if you heard this or had my sound off. Are you planning to have any kind of music or soundtrack when you're doing the video of the students?
We had not. It's 8.5 minutes. So I could see pros and cons both ways. I'm a little nervous about trying to have good quality sound, but at the same time, I'm open to that.
Yeah, I hate to throw a curveball with 40 minutes to go, but 8.5 minutes of silence is going to be pretty deadly. And maybe you guys could get the service medleys or something, and even if it doesn't quite clock out to 8.5, just start it over again or something.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great suggestion, sir. Jeff.
But I just think having something in the background will help people focus on it. It's just kind of human nature. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very kind of sterile and dead during that period of time.
No, that's a great point. Jeff, do we have something that we can pull fairly easily?
Are you talking about like a soundtrack?
Yeah, like Dean Keller was suggesting, like the service medleys or something like that.
Oh, I wouldn't have any of those kind of files. Maybe Sharon Holland would probably be a good contact.
I can check with Sharon and see if we can put something.
Also check with the OpSell, they might. I mean, they certainly use them a lot for events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also for the YouTube side, did you want the live chat enabled?
Yes, I think that would be great if we could do that.
Can you do one thing? Would you be able to share that slide one more time and just talk while that slide is going? I just want to see if that will bring up a video on the top right.
Okay, hold on one second. So I'm going to share that again. Okay. If we just got to find the music file. So I'm talking now. Can you guys, Hyde, if you can look and see what it looks like.
So I do see you on the top right while those slides are going. So it's, if you want video to be up there, then I would leave your cameras enabled. But if you wanted that to be black, then it's best to.
If I do this and the video is off, do you see my name, or is it just?
No. Yeah, you disappear.
Oh, that's
Ryan,
so.
Okay.
So we should turn off the video when the slides are going through. So everyone should turn off their videos.
Okay. So
okay.
So scratch that, sir. That's why we practice. So,
if you've got Ryan, if you've got sound on during the video, the other thing, and it may be easier than running a soundtrack, would be for you or somebody to just read their names as their image is on the screen. So there's a voice, there's somebody speaking. It's not just a silent image. Yeah. I just think having some kind of sound, that would be very simple to do. You might mangle somebody's name, but that's worst could happen.
Yep, but I think I know most of their names, so I think I maybe we'll do that.
That may be the simplest and safest thing to do, but then it's almost like you do with the diploma ceremony. You're calling out their name while their image is on the screen. I think that would keep people engaged.
Okay.
And I think probably the best thing to do would be to leave everyone, like whoever is not talking, to be taking out the video and mic. So just disable your mic and video. When it's your turn, just enable the mic and video. And then when you're done, just disable both of them. It's probably the best practice.
Perfect.
We do it a couple seconds early, or do you want to just program that pause?
Yeah, I would say probably as soon as she says your name, then people would probably know like you'd need like a second or two. And then once you enable both, you should show up on the screen.
Okay.
All right, so I'll do the name reading, and that will give us a way to fill that space and time. Then when we get to the end of that, Sir Dean Keldon, that's where you'll come back on video and administer the oath of Hippocrates, make some brief remarks, and then Lieutenant Donnell, at that point you will come on video, make some remarks as well. And then Courtney and Lieutenant Cowell, you will introduce Dr. Adams' video. And we will go there. I feel we feel pretty good about the screen sharing, but we'll just test it one more time with both the benediction and the Surgeon General. So hold on 1 second for that.
Thank you for the opportunity to.
I'm going to have these queued up, all of them, before we share, but I'm just doing that for right now.
Thank you for the opportunity to address you as part of today's white coat ceremony. As the nation's doctor, it's an honor to be among the first to congratulate you for reaching this important milestone in your career. Today represents an important step forward towards becoming a physician, an advocate, and a healer. Your service to reduce suffering, restore and improve health, and prevent harm begins today. I'm confident that each of you will use the training and lessons ahead to grow into compassionate, respectful, and highly skilled professionals.
Okay, I saw there was a little bit of a lag there, but it seemed to work for the most part. And then we'll end with, so I would say, just to practice a smooth transition, Courtney, if you want to read from when the Surgeon General's remarks ends, I'll cue up Chaplain's benediction, and we'll just practice that transition real quick, okay?
Sounds good, sir. Now we will hear the closing benediction from the USU Chaplain, Commander David Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's customary in the armed forces, anytime we're honored for reaching a milestone, that we also pause. Ladies and gentlemen, it's customary in the armed forces, anytime we're honored for reaching a milestone, that we also pause to remember those whose love and friendship helped us along the way, and especially those whom we've lost. I have in mind today West Point Cadet Peter Zhu, who was a friend to many of our School of Medicine students who are West Point alumni, and if not for his untimely death, would have been putting on his own white coat today. Let's take a moment of silence to remember Peter and all whom we have loved and lost in the process of reaching this day. And I invite you to pray with me once again. O God, whose love cannot be measured, as we grieve those we have lost, remind us all of the shortness and uncertainty of human life. Guide us to live wisely in the time that we have, applying ourselves to the work you've given each of us to do in our time. And then when we will have served you in our generation, we ask that you gather us to the company of the faithful ones who have served in times and ages past, having the testimony of a good conscience and a race well run, and an unbroken faith until the end. Not sorrowing as those without hope, we cast our cares on you, so that we may know the consolation of unfailing love. Amen.
Okay. All right. So a couple of lessons learned. I'm going to practice pronunciation for the students. And if you all do, just want to make sure you turn your videos off when you're not speaking, but have them on when you are speaking. That should work well. So at this point, I'm going to open it if there are any questions, any transitions that people would like to practice again, anything else as we kind of get started.
So just a quick question. How will I know exactly when to start?
In terms of the ceremony itself?
In general, yeah, like right on the dot or when the live stream comes up or?
So we will be in a Zoom room like this for the real thing. And then, yeah, Jeff, did you want to kind of walk through what your thoughts are on that?
Yeah, so like as soon as I'm going to start the recording and then start the live stream, and then maybe I could do a 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect.
And then after that, you could start maybe like 2 seconds after I say go.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What we'll do with that, maybe, because once it'll be a black screen until you start speaking, Courtney, right? That's how it should look, Jeff?
Yeah, so once I hit go live, if when I say go, if her video is enabled, then she's going to be the first one up on that screen.
Great.
I can do that.
Okay. Any other questions? Anything else anyone would like to practice in transition? Anything at all?
Art Kellerman here. Just two quick comments. Courtney, I guess you know after the chaplain with the closing benediction, you'll come back on to just tell everybody it's over.
Yeah, I guess I was going to do that, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. So.
No, I just want to make sure you didn't. You knew that you were supposed to.
Yeah.
And second, and you're on my screen, your head is just slightly cut off.
Oh, okay.
So you might want to tilt the screen. You're fine where you, but maybe tilt it up slightly.
There we go.
And that's better. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. That's good. And final question I have, Ryan, when we're doing the oath itself, you want me to hold up my hand sitting, or how do you want me to do that?
I think it would be good for you to hold up your hand, sir. I think if you want to stay sitting, just because that way the video, I mean, I think that would be difficult.
Yeah, otherwise this would not work out so well. So I think I may say, forgive me sitting to do this, but
yeah,
you know, but any of it, and then I'll go through it. Okay.
All right. Any other questions that we all have at the moment?
Yeah, I'm assuming you want us to log in like 5-10 minutes ahead of time.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Just make sure all of this is good again on the second round. We'll do another audio video check. I think, for example, like Dean Kellerman's pointed out with Court, making sure you guys won't. Luckily, I will not be on the video because you will not see me doing any of this. But everyone else is good to go, and we'll go from there. Chase, I may ask you to stick behind because I may just run the pronunciation list. I know you may not know everyone in your class, but I just want to see if I can get things mostly right, and we'll do that.
All right.
Barring any questions, I think this is going to go. I think this will go really nicely. And the good news is a lot of it's going to be on the back end with me trying to share screens, stop screens, and transition. All you need to do is turn your video on when you're talking, turn it off and mute it when you're not talking, and read the script. And then you all will be fine and doing awesome. So thank you all for your help with that.
Yeah, Ryan, as you do the pictures of the students, I assume if you're doing like a space bar or a forward button, just you read a name, next hit the image, read a name, hit an image. That'll work out well. I think it's much better than dead silent. So thank you for last minute audible.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. All right.
Okay,
Well,
see everybody soon.
see you soon, sir. Thank you.
I want
See
you
you
to
guys
run through
soon.
your whole
Bye.
thing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, Jace, just gonna walk through the list with you now and just make sure I've got it all.
Sure.
So I'm gonna actually just literally practice it as it would be, and we'll just kind of spend 8 minutes